Hey, Stacey. For one thing, it's Boob Quake Day, so I thought I'd do my video in a bikini top. Also, in non-boob news, I really enjoyed your video about Bands of Brothers. I found it very interesting, and I learned a couple of things, including that the Jonas Brothers write their own music, which I did not know. And for any of our watchers and listeners who are curious, yes, I did go and download Jonas Brothers music with the help of Stacey over IM. And I haven't listened to any of it yet, but we shall see how it goes. And I wanted to point out to our faithful viewers that even before she knew who the Jonas Brothers were, Stacey sent me this birthday card. It says, "Hey, birthday girl." So here they are, the Jonas Brothers. And Stacey made little speech bubbles for me of the Jonas Brothers adoring me, which I think is sweet. Joe Jonas, I think, Joe, wants to know if his sunglasses make him look like me. They don't, but he does look pretty hot in them. Kevin Jonas, I think, thinks I'm hot. It says she is so hot. And then Nick, apparently the boy genius, is saying, "Be cool, guys, she's standing right there." So, you know, that's completely adorable. And possibly prophetic. I haven't listened to any of their songs yet, so we shall see. In other news, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. It turns out that #1 is winning my Doctor Who topic vote-a-thon thing. So this week on Saturday, I will be talking about gender studies with the doctor, or how even an awesome show can fail the Bechdel test. And shortly thereafter, I will be talking about #7, which was #2 on both Stacey and Chrissy's lists. The Power of Words, or Why Midnight Scares Me. Speaking of Chrissy, I love you, Chrissy. You're my favorite, and thank you so much for commenting all the time and leaving me these giant novels to read. I love them, even though I really suck at replying to comments, and I'm really sorry that I do, but, and I'll try to get better, I promise. So there's that. Also, I don't know if anybody else really noticed, but I did. Stacey, you totally failed to give me a non-Doctor Who related video idea at the end of your video, but that's okay. But today, Stacey, you sparked something off in me when you said guilty pleasure and you were speaking about music, but I wanted to talk about Twilight again. Sorry. Because I was talking to an old friend from high school today and just sort of catching up, and he said something like, "Oh God, you're not one of those girls who likes Twilight, are you?" And I felt really dismissed. I felt the need to like explain the part where I like it for weird twisted reasons, like the fact that I mostly like it in spite of itself, or because it inspires some kind of appalled awe in me. And that really wasn't the question that he asked. I should have just said something like, "Yeah, I love Twilight." Because I do. That's the truth. I do. I really do. You know, I love Twilight on levels where it actually inspires emotion in me, where I actually care about Jacob Black and kind of wonder why. I love Twilight on levels where I'm completely appalled by it and fascinated in like a morbid kind of a train wreck kind of a way. And I love Twilight on the basis that Robert Pattinson and Taylor Lautner are incredibly fun to look at, and I love it in many ways, and there are so many things out there that I love in many ways, and I say those things loud and proud. You know, I love Sons of Bill because they're making the music that they love to make, and I love Supernatural because it grosses me out, it engages me with characters that I love, and it gives me a really great story. I love Watchmen because it creeps me out. It gives me a really great story, and it gives me characters that I can't relate to on almost any level, but they're fascinating. Why can't I love Twilight on as many levels as I love those things? Why do I feel shamed by that? But I do. I don't know if it's because he's male or if it's because, I've always considered him one of my intellectual friends. I continue to have a conversation with him about politics and religion and all sorts of things that I brought all of my own genuine opinions to. But when we were talking about Twilight, I hid them. And I don't know why. I think we have to reject the idea of a guilty pleasure. Because the very best thing about being a nerd or a geek is that you're allowed to get excited about things. I really think that it should be cool to be excited about whatever it is that we're excited about. You should be allowed to say why you enjoy something and simply have that accepted. So Stacy, why don't you take something, not the Jonas Brothers, because you already did that might be considered a guilty pleasure by someone other than us, because we're not using the term guilty pleasure anymore. We just like things, and we're allowed to get excited about those things that we like, no matter what they are. And tell me why that thing makes you excited. Did that sentence make any sense? Take something that might be considered a guilty pleasure by someone else and tell me why you love it. Okay? This has gotten really long. I think I'm over the time limit even more than you were. So I'm going to wrap it up by saying thank you so much to everybody who's commented. And please look for Gender Studies with the Doctor as of this Saturday. And best wishes.